Okay, so tuning your attention inward, becoming very aware of your body and aware of your breathing. Aware of gravity working through your body, down through your feet, but not causing you to collapse. So you're using your skeleton to keep you upright, letting the muscles relax down, gravity work through the skeleton. So the bones are the weight-bearing instruments of the body, not the muscles. That very famous imagery of the string suspending the head from above, like a dangling Halloween skeleton, dangling from an elastic. All the weight settles through the body, through the feet. And our mind and the breath settle down together into the bowl of the hips. Breathing in, the belly expands. Breathing out, the belly sinks back in towards the spine. So we're hanging out, letting gravity work through the body, through the feet, including the mind and the breath. The mind and the breath also settle as if with gravity. Mind and breath settle into the bowl of the hips, right into the very core. Each out breath is a releasing breath. Letting the arms hang, feel the weight of your arms and hands, pull the shoulders straight down the sides. Knees unlocked, again, we're just hanging out. Arms flow forward, letting the shoulder joints open and release because the arms are going forward, not up, but forward. And then elbows pull the arms down. Nice, good abdominal breathing the whole time. If you want to time the breathing, you can do that. Basically, breathing in is on the rise, breathe out is on the sink. But you don't have to time it. If you don't time it, you just breathe continually. Abdominal breathing as the arms flow forward and down on their own time. Each time letting the shoulder joints release. And then a little wider, toes out, knees out over the toes. Still hanging from the string. That will make sure that we don't lean. We shift the weight and turn the hips. And the turning of the hips moves the arms. Serving tea. So my arms actually don't really move. We basically just keep this open shape. But it's my weight shift and my hip turn that gives the appearance that my arms are moving. So a phrase that we use a lot, especially after the beginner course, so when you're in the intermediate class, you hear this over and over again, and that is, the arms do not move. The arms are moved, but the arms do not move. That's because the arms aren't doing it like that. You're simply moving your body, moving your center, and the arms are driven. So the arms don't move independently. They don't move because of the arms. They move because of the weight shift and the hip turn. Good, and come back to here, a few Tai Chi squats. Use. Start very shallow. We're still warming up. Being very aware of how your knees are feeling in the moment, so you're not pushing past what they're ready for. Remember those elbows. As you press the feet into the ground, not only does that press the body up, it also presses the elbows forward. So again, the arms are not doing it in a sense. The feet press into the ground, and that pushes the arms forward. Good. And then inching your feet in. Okay, so from cross hands, feet parallel, shoulder width, hang out, arms cross, so right wrist in front, shoulders down, because of course there's a tendency once we hold the arms up, we tend to pull up. We tend to be up and in. And so Tai Chi, we do exactly the opposite, down and out. Up and in is normal, but not natural. Natural is down and out. Okay. Make sure the knees are bent a little bit. Shifting the weight to the right leg, turning on the left heel. We're not leaning, we're just shifting the weight. Arms expand slowly, shift the weight back to the left leg so that we can step with the right heel into the corner. Turn on the left heel to get the left foot to the side wall. So this is review. This is like a brush knee position here, remember? Shifting back, arm comes back. Now we're into grasp bird's tail sequence. Shift the weight forward, touch the wrist. Shift the weight back, we go into a modified version of single whip. Shift the weight back to the right leg, hands drift down, touch down on the ball of the left foot to the left corner, turn on the right heel to get the right foot pointing straight to the front wall. We have that open T shape. We go from the ball of the left foot to the heel, slowly shift the weight into the left leg as we turn the left foot and the leg to the left corner. Step with the right heel into the right corner. Remember, we want to step over. Remember, we want to avoid instepping. Over a little bit so we're not instepped. Shift the weight into the right leg. Turn on the left heel to get our 45 degrees. Slowly stand into the right leg. Dropping the right hand. Touching down the left heel. Right hand slowly turns into an open fist under the left elbow. Standing on the right leg, make sure the knee is bent. Now, I'm not going to review that too much because we spent some classes on that. So if there's some real issues or holes there, just go back and review those previous recordings. Let's do that. Let's do that one more time. Hang out, knees bent, belly released, shoulders sitting. Nice, open, generous shape with the arms. Breathing into the abdomen. Shifting right to turn on the left heel. Shifting back to step with the right heel. Shifting forward, correcting by turning on the left heel. Get 45 degrees between the feet, brush knee position. Coming back with the left arm. Shifting forward, touching the right wrist. Single whip, so shift the weight all the way back to the left leg, turning as far as comfortable on the right heel, shifting the weight all the way back to the right leg, hands drift down, touch down for balance, turn on the right heel to get the foot to the front wall, palms face the front wall in that open T shape. From the ball to the heel, slowly shift the weight as you slowly turn the face the left corner, step into the right corner with the right heel, not instepped. We're always going to correct the feet to get the 45 degrees. So we turn on the left heel, right hand high. As we stand into the right leg, right hand comes low under the fist, under the elbow with an open fist, touching down on the left heel. Now notice how similar this is to play the fiddle. This is the only difference. Okay, so again, it's a new move, but it's not really new because it's almost exactly the same as play the fiddle. Is there a specific question in that chunk at all?
No.
Okay, so let's move on. Again, the value of these is that you can always review and replay over whatever section that you want to. And if there's ever any unclarity or not quite sure, you can always go back and and play it over. So now we move into the next move, which is actually a series of moves. And this also happens again later on in the set. It's called Repulse Monkeys, or repulsing the monkeys. So it's sort of like a backwards brush knee. It's almost like brush knees going backwards. So I'll demonstrate that a couple times just so you can get an idea of it. So it's a strange move at first, but conceptually, you can think of it as almost like a backwards brush knee, but we'll take a little while to get the coordination and the mechanics of this move. So this is the first time in the set that we're walking backwards. Now, as you might know, whenever we step up until now, I've always emphasized step with the heel first. So when we step, it's always with the heel first. In other words, I don't want to step like a dancer step. It's with the heel. But that's whenever we're stepping forward. It does remind me of cloud hands. Cloud hands, we actually don't step with the heel, we step with the ball of the foot. So it's only when we're stepping forward that we step with the heel. Stepping back, you can't be stepping with the heel first. Actually, you can't step that way. It has to be with the ball of the foot. So as usual, let's do the footwork first, okay? So if we all face the same way, fist under elbow. So we're standing on the right leg. The right foot is 45 degrees, touching down lightly on the left heel. Okay, now let's just not worry about the arms, just relax the arms. I'm going to turn slightly so you can see my left foot clearly. We go from the heel to the ball. I simply go from the heel to the ball. So I haven't shifted weight. The weight stays in the right leg. Make sure it's bent a bit. From the heel to the ball. Heel, ball. So that's the first thing that happens. So from the left heel to the ball. Now I step back about half a step. About half a step. So that would be too big. About half a step. And I plant my left heel, my left foot 45 degrees, as usual. But I will mention that's a bit tricky, probably, because most people tend to swing that left heel or plant that left foot more than 45 degrees. Let me illustrate that. So I'm not sure if you can see that easily or not, but what will tend to happen for most people is that they will touch down with the ball or the toe of the foot and plant their foot like this, where it's like almost 90 degrees. So for most people, it'll feel like it's more shallow than what you want to do. Not a big angle, but a small angle, 45 degrees. So I want my left foot pointing to the front corner. There may be a tendency to have it more flat towards the sidewall or almost 90 degrees. So we want to stay with the 45 degrees. And for most people, that's a little more shallow than what they would normally do. So that's something you can work on. So touching down lightly on the left heel, from the heel to the ball, pick up the foot, step back, straight back, touch down with the toe of the left foot, plant the foot 45 degrees. Now the weight's in the left leg. Now you may notice that your right foot is still pointing to the right corner. So we don't want that because now we have more than 45 degrees for a moment between our feet. So we need to get the front foot corrected to the front wall to get our 45 degrees back. Now, here's going to be something also that's new. Now we're doing Repulse Monkeys. There's a new footwork here. We're not going to turn on the heel of the foot. We're going to turn on the ball of the foot. So I pick up my right heel, turn on the ball of the foot until my foot is straight to the front wall, and then flatten it. The whole time the weight is stayed on the back leg, left leg. So now our weight is on the left leg, back leg, and the right foot is ahead about half a step or so. And now it's straight. We corrected it. So we'll need to probably do that a couple more times. Just that. So let's come back to where we were, touching down on the left heel. Okay. About half a step on the left heel, standing in the right leg. We go from the left heel to the ball. Pick up the left foot, step straight back. I don't want to cross over at all. It's straight back. Only about half a step. It's a small step. Shift the weight back and drop the left foot, the left heel 45 degrees. Once the weight's in the left leg, make sure the knee is bent. I pick up my right heel, turn on the ball of the right foot, and then flatten it to get it straight. As I mentioned, we're turning on the ball. We're almost always, before in every other move other than Repulse Monkeys, we turn on the heel. One of the reasons why we are changing it now for Repulse Monkeys is because if I were to turn on the heel, I would then be instepped. So it's the same reason why we don't turn on the heel in the very, very first move of commencement. Remember how we discussed in commencement, the reason why I turn on the ball of the foot is because if I were to turn on the heel to correct it, I'll be instepped. And also it shortens my stance. It brings in the foot closer. My balance actually went off there just by trying to describe this to you. So for the same reason, we don't turn on the heel because that will create instepping. We turn on the ball of the foot, and that keeps the foot on the outside of that instepping line. Okay, so standing on the right leg, right foot to the corner, touching down lightly on the left heel. Just a little step, about half a step. From the heel of the left foot to the ball, pick up the leg, small step behind, touch down with a toe, and drop the foot 45 degrees as you shift the weight back. Now correcting the front foot, we pick up the heel a little bit, turn on the ball, then flatten it. So check your feet, 45 degrees between your feet, front foot, right foot pointing straight forward. Check for instepping. Okay. If you're still instepped, you probably crossed over when you step back. That's a normal tendency as well. Stepping back and crossing behind your front leg. So even when you correct your front foot, you're still going to be instepped because you crossed over that line behind. So that's something that takes practice that you'll need to work on and check things out is, am I stepping straight back or am I crossing over a little bit? And am I planting my foot 45 degrees? Okay, so let's do that again. This time we'll do a few steps going back. Okay, touching down lightly on the left heel. From the heel to the ball, pick up the foot, step back, straight back, touch down on the toe, drop the foot 45 degrees as you shift the weight to the back leg, the left leg. Pick up the right heel, turn on the ball of the right foot till it's straight, and then flatten it. That's one full movement. That's one Repulse Monkeys. We're just not using the arms yet. So the weight's on the back leg, left leg. Front foot is flat. Now from the flat foot, the right foot, from flat to ball. So you pick up the heel to go to the ball of the foot. So I'm standing into the left leg, my front foot's on the ball. And we do the same step now on this side. So I pick up my right foot, straight back, not crossing over behind, straight back, just a little step. Plant the right heel 45 degrees. Shift the weight back to the right leg. Correcting the front foot again is on the ball, not the heel. So I need to pick up the heel, turn on the ball of the foot, and then flatten it straight. Check your feet that you're not instepped and that you have the 45 degrees. Let's keep going a couple more times. So the weight's on the back leg. In this case, it's the right leg. Touching down lightly on the left foot in front, which is flat and straight. Now your left foot is flat. Now go to the ball. From flat to the ball. So you lift the heel, pick up the foot, straight step back, not crossing over, straight step back, just a little step. Touch down with the toe, drop the foot 45 degrees. Check to make sure it's not more than 45. Once the weight is back on the left leg, pick up the right heel, turn on the ball of the foot until the foot is straight, and then flatten it. Let's do a couple more steps like that. Flat foot to the ball, straight step back, half a step, planting it 45 degrees as you shift the weight back. Pick up the front heel of the left foot, turn on the ball, flatten it. From flat foot to the ball, pick up the left foot, little step behind, straight back, plant it 45 degrees as you shift the weight back. Pick up the right heel, turn on the ball of the foot, flatten it. Okay. Might seem like a lot right now. It'll take a little while to get used to that. Any questions with that so far?
No. No.
Now, because it's a bit of a complex move, let's do the arms by themselves and not worry about the footwork just for a moment. It is similar to brush knee. Similar, except the end position won't be quite like this. The bottom hand will just be different, a little bit different, not much. Brush knee is palm down, like brushing the hip, brushing the knee. It's just going to be palm up. But other than that, the movement is the same. Instead of brush knee, the only difference will be that bottom hand will turn palm up. So instead of here by the hip, it's going to be in front of the belly, palm up. In fact, it's probably good just to kind of play with that positioning. If you do a brush knee position, in fact, have one leg forward as if this is going to be an actual brush knee. So if you have your, whatever leg you have forward, that's the knee you're brushing, right? So this is brush knee position. Okay, so whatever leg is forward, that should be the lower arm for a brush knee. Now the only difference is going to be that lower arm is going to be palm up in front of the belly. In front of the belly, not touching, but in front of it. So brush knee position, brush that knee, but it's just slightly different. Now let's do that on the other side. Brush knee on the other side. But slightly different position with that bottom arm. Brush knee, slight variation. But the arm movement is going to be basically the same. So if we face the same way, not worrying about footwork, left hand in front, right arm behind. Just like brush knee, the hand in front is palm down. The arm that's towards the back corner is palm up. That's just like brush knee. Shoulders down, of course. Now, just like a brush knee, that back hand is going to buzz past the ear. And the front arm is going to come down in front of the belly, palm up. Okay, so are we there right now? So right now, your right hand is facing forward. Your left hand is palm up in front of the belly, right? Now to transition to the other side, the left arm, the bottom arm, swings down and back. And the right hand points forward. Now the left arm is back, so that comes forward past the ear. And the right hand comes down in front of the belly. So right now the left hand is facing forward. Right hand is down in front of the belly. Let's do a couple more like that. So that bottom hand swings down and back. And then as that back hand comes forward, the front arm comes down in front of the belly. And that down arm, that left arm, the hand that's down, swings down and back. Then it comes past the ear. The front arm, right arm is in front of the belly. Palm up. So the bottom arm swings back and up, and then buzzes past the ear as the front arm comes down in front of the belly. Let's just try a few kind of smooth, a little bit smooth. See if you can follow me. Breathe. Shoulders relax down as usual. Okay. So let's very briefly just do the footwork just a little bit separately once again. So standing on the right leg, so the right toes are 45 degrees, touching down very lightly on the left heel. From the left heel to the ball of the left foot, pick up the foot for a little step back, straight back, touching down, planting the foot 45 degrees. Weights on the back leg now, left leg. To correct the front foot, we pick up the right heel, turn on the ball, then flatten it straight. From the flat foot of the right foot to the ball of the right foot, step straight back, just a little step. Touch down with the toe, drop the foot 45 degrees as you shift the weight back. Once the weight is back, pick up the left heel, turn on the ball of the foot, flatten it straight. From the flat, straight foot to the ball of the foot, take a step back, just a little step, flatten it 45 degrees, shift the weight back, correct the front foot by picking up the right heel, turning on the ball of the right foot, flatten it. Okay. Let's bring the arms into that. So we're going to start from fist under elbow. So what that means is once we are touching down on the left heel, the right leg is back, we simply put our right fist under the left elbow. And remember, the right fist is soft and open. Okay. Now, so we're standing in the right leg, touching down lightly on the left heel, fist under elbow. So as you might remember, we go from the heel of the left foot to the ball of the left foot. And when we do that, that drives the right arm back and up. So as we've touched upon before, the arms move because of the lower body, not because of the arms themselves. So when I go from the heel to the ball, that's what drives the arms. Maybe try that a couple times. When you're on the heel, the fist is under the elbow. From the heel to the ball sends the arms away from each other. When I'm on the heel, the fist is under the elbow. When I go from the heel to the ball, that drives the arms away from each other. From the heel to the ball. So in other words, when I go from the heel to the ball, that sends the right arm back and up. And of course, the right arm opens, the right hand opens. And then we're ready for the first step. Now, you might not have noticed, But this is exactly the same as brush knee ready position. So from here, I could actually do a brush knee if I was to step forward, or repulse monkey if I'm stepping back. So this is another move or another intermediary move that we know very well. This is brush knee ready position. Watch. If I were to step with the front foot on the heel, I'm into brush knee. Same position, but now if I step back, it just happens to be repulse monkeys. But this is the same position as brush knee. Okay, so let's try a few steps. Standing on the right leg, touching down lightly on the left heel, fist under elbow. As I go from the heel to the ball of the foot, remember that drives the arms apart. Now, just like brush knee ready position, I keep the arms out there as I step. Arms stay out there. I step back, half a step, shifting the weight back, planting the foot 45 degrees. The back arm buzzes past the head, just like brush knee, and the front arm comes down in front of the belly. Remember, it's palm up. That's one repulse monkey. Let's actually do that again. Let's come back where we're touching down lightly on the left heel, fist under the elbow. From the heel to the ball, little step back. As you shift the weight back, brings the right arm past the ear, left arm down in front of the belly. Let's do that one more time and we'll continue with a couple more steps. Okay, so fist under elbow, touching down lightly on the left heel. From the left heel to the ball of the foot, drives the arms apart. Arms stay out there as I step straight back, half a step. Shifting the weight back, right arm buzzes past the ear. Left hand is in front of the belly, palm up. Now remember, we have to correct the front foot, the right foot. So I pick up the right heel, turn on the ball, and flatten it. Straight foot. Now that's a full, complete repulse monkey. And now we do another one by going from flat foot to the ball. Flat foot to the ball, gets the arms out. The right foot steps back, half a step, shifting the weight back, left arm buzzes past the ear, right arm down in front of the belly. Pick up the left heel, turn on the ball of the left foot and flatten it. Second brush knee, or second repulse monkey. From the flat foot of the left foot to the ball. Flat foot to the ball, separates the arms. Arms stay out there as I step back, a little step. Shifting the weight back, right arm past the ear, left arm comes down in front of the belly. We have to straighten the front foot, right? So pick up the right heel, turn on the ball of the foot. That's 3 repulse monkeys. And we do 3, just like in the first part of the set, the mini set, we do 3 brush knees in a row. Here we do 3 repulse monkeys in a row. Later on in the set, we do that sequence exactly the same. In fact, not just the repulse monkeys again, this whole chunk before repulse monkeys and after repulse monkeys is also repeated. So this is a big chunk that's repeated again later on. Okay, so let's do that again. So standing on the right leg, touching down lightly on the left heel, fist under elbow. Hang out and breathe. As I go from the heel to the ball, that opens the right hand and sends it back. Let's just do that a couple times. From the heel to the ball. Heel, fist under elbow, to the ball. Repulse monkey ready position, just like brush knee ready position. Notice that I'm not shifting my weight at all. My weight stays on the back leg completely. I'm just going from the heel to the ball, not shifting weight. Okay, so once we do that, we're ready to step back. So little step back, shifting the weight back, brings the right arm through, past the ear, left arm down in front of the belly. We have to correct the front foot, right? So pick up the right heel, turn the ball to get it straight and flat. Now from the flat foot of the right foot goes from flat to the ball. Maybe do that a couple times. Flat, right foot, ball. Flat, ball. One more time. Flat foot, ball. Now we're ready to step back. Half step back, shift the weight back, left arm past the ear, going forward. Right arm comes down in front of the belly. Go to correct the front foot. Pick up the left heel, turn on the ball left foot to straighten it and flatten it. From flat to ball. Flat to ball. One more time. Flat to ball. Half step behind. Shift the weight back. Right arm past the ear, left arm down in front of the belly. Correct the front foot. That's 3 Repulse Monkeys, 3 steps. Okay, let's do that once again. This time we'll just kind of go through it smoothly and just follow along as best you can. So, touching down, left heel, fist under elbow. Heel to ball. Half step behind, shift the weight back, straighten the front foot. Flat foot to ball. Half step behind, shift the weight back, straighten the front foot. Remember, that's picking up the heel, turning on the ball of the foot, flattening it. Flat foot to ball. Half step behind, shift the weight back. That's when the arms move. Pick up the front heel, the right heel, turn on the ball, flatten it. That's 3 Repulse Monkeys. Okay. So, of course, we'll review this next class and get a little bit more acquainted with it and then move forward. Good news. The moves after this set, quite a number of moves after this last step here, you already know. So we're coming to another place where there's going to be a fairly big chunk of moves, a sequence of moves that you've already been through. So Repulse Monkeys might seem very new and very strange, but right after this will be a good chunk that actually is just review. Okay, so let's do a little wind down. Feet parallel, shoulder width, hang out, release the abdomen. Let's let the hands rest below the navel. Again, that's called the dantian. Center core is the dantian. And you can think of letting the mind and breath rest in the bowl of the hips. The bowl of the hips is the area of the dantian, your core, your center. Each out breath is a releasing breath.